Dawn ulti, you can global the follow-up spell, so very good silencer game as well. I will say that it's like two different styles. You have Xtreme, who have a way faster tempo lineup. They need to keep up the pressure. They will play fast, but at the same time, they have to stay ahead. The moment they fall behind in the network in the mid game, they're in trouble.
Yeah, if this goes to like late game, like a late game Yatoro Void, he'll out carry them all.
Oh yeah, we've seen this so many times before.
So that'll be when it gets scary. Because obviously at that point down the line, once Lal's got items, Collapse has got items, and the slight efficient swashbuckles being thrown into the chrono will feel very, very good. And pretty much guarantee them those late game kills. So yeah, let's see how much pressure XG can put on and how much they can punish this Void lineup in the early to mid game.
So I like what, at least, actually I like what both teams did in the draft, because XG, they banned out the Morphling, because yesterday you saw the Yatoro Morph against the Dawnbreaker lane. It's like one of the best answers.
Yeah.
So they go with the Void, similar, you have Time Walk, you have the Dilation, but not just that. Spirit also put the Dark Willow into the safe lane, because as opposed to the Silencer, Willow cannot really die. It's not Dawn. You just Shadow Realm when you're chilling.
And he's going to go down first. And we'll get Jinkyu in return there. Yatoro to get the kill back. Texas getting that first blood, taking down Root. Top lane, Maposhka.
Shield.
He's getting dove by Arme. Arme gets the kill.
Some good stuff for XG. I mean, of course, Yatoro won't be too sad about a killing trade, but they did get the first blood. Collapse.
He's got Swashbuckle.
He's got Stick and Shield Crush. Shield's gonna be okay.
That's close, though. A lot of damage coming in. Maposhka back in with the TP, gets the curse down to the two of them. So we'll be able to trade a fair bit of damage back. Alpha wave coming in onto them on the top lane. Collapsing Maposhka.
Yeah, because this is where Spirit, they would rather just damage control, right? Like get through the lanes like 50-50, at least when it comes to the side lanes. In the mid, you've got the Ember and the Puck. Both should be pretty happy, but later on, I expect Laurel to have a slightly better time.
So far on the bottom lane. But we'll get the trap on the Rue again. With the Bramble. XXF does pull himself forward aggressively, but won't be able to finish off any sort of kill.
I will say, if more kill trades come out in the safe lane, generally that is something that Void likes a lot. He doesn't farm very fast, he doesn't really go around and do too much, so any injection of XP to have higher levels or gold to get to a faster Madness Maelstrom. Get dash. Time damnation soon, but they will chill.
He's going to be feeling the top lane pulse and nearly ticking out to curse on the Maposhka. Still has to be careful as low as he is. Oh, and he might just be dead then. Maposhka finds him, yep. Throws in a blood grenade, couple of hits. Easy kill from Maposhka.
He just hides around the tree line. Gets Paulison sneaking in.
Lane continues to be very even here between Lal.
Because I would expect XG to be a little happier when it comes to your own safe lane. You have a strong support in the Bad Rider, and usually heroes like Abaddon can really help their support like overtake this matchup. But Maposhka, I mean, we've seen this guy is just really damn good as a support. Even when he goes into the offlane, doesn't matter. He knows what he's got to do. Q just having a little water rune battle.
Yatoro obviously doesn't mind being left in the 1v1 here. Can very easily still get the farm. Not any threat of dying against the Dawn solo.
I definitely like to see XG try to utilize their spells like early on in the game when it comes to combining the coil with the Donald.
Well, good damage here from XM in the mid.
Oh, he's got the fairy.
XM's going to try for this.
Wants to.
He's got the off the mark with the Waning Rift. So that will be fine.
Either way, it is good pressure. Because later when the global comes out against XG, it's gonna be not that easy, honestly, for them to make moves. It's already not that easy to go on Laurel because he's an Ember and he has to use the +4. Because we have some pressure up top. Lots of spells being thrown.
That's a lot of damage that Paulison's going to take off the back of that curse. Does have a salve at the ready, so he's prepared to stick in the lane. And Collapse up here. Farm continues to be very, very even. Close start across all lanes so far.
Yeah, let's see about some of the early movement for XG here. Because, I mean, I don't want to set the narrative too early, but a even laning stage definitely does benefit Team Spirit, as Yatoro having kind of a free game for now when it comes to the lane. To have like a mortar match if he wants.
Yeah, we can vibe with this. Tease around with him at least, see if he can fish for some bashes. On the mid. And Poshka heading over here, both supports. Some teams looking towards the 6-minute power in.
Yeah, gonna have a 3-on-3 around the mid lane for now.
Now they're gonna try and go aggressive from Poshka. Closing in with the snowball, but Poshka's surrounded, caught by the Dream Coil. They'll try and turn and take down Q. We'll find him, just a 1-for-1. Of course, both team supports can very much do this, just with the sort of lane setups of the cores on both side lanes. Yeah, both sides of the maps, both cores happy to be left on their own, hitting creeps. Nobody's going to be killing each other yet.
But they've got lots of like turn and like help when it comes to helping each other out of the map. We should be closing in on the Donald pretty shortly. Same with the Chronosphere. I don't expect Yatoro to ever leave this lane. He's more of the TP to help out if they overplay, because otherwise you're just happy farming in the bottom lane. But XG really looking at them to like speed it up. Next coil connected with the Donald, but where do they want to do it? Do they want to go on Larl with both spells together? Maybe they smoke XM to the bottom lane onto Yatoro to get him killed. We'll have to see how they go, but they want to hit big in this early game. And we saw this the other day in a different game. The offlane Pango, who straight up rushed the diffusal against an Abaddon, which had super big impact. Paulson should be fine, get shielded.
And I think there's one thing as well that's going to be doing in the late game. This might be a bit more. Actually, we'll hold that for because XM's coming in with a rotation top. Collapse. And my posture scrambling back to the tower.
Oh, they walk it off?
Yep, they're not going to be able to get the setup here.
What do we got about the late game, Owen?
It's a late game.
Late game.
Can't you just completely destroy the Abandoned carry if you get like a 6-item Silver Edge and you chrono,
sure,
break him, global silence, he's dead every time, right?
Yeah, then you need like a Lotus Orb on like Xtreme to kind of counteract and go about. But
there's still a counterplay.
I mean, true. I mean, at that point, Void is kind of, he's in his territory anyhow. So we'll have to see, because for XG, yeah, they want to stay ahead, try to keep making some moves before, and at least shut them down.
Yeah. No, I'm going to be interested to see what Yatoro does go for the build. So far, it's just going to be the Mask of Madness into the Maelstrom Manta. So no surprises there with the early first few items for the Void.
Coil at the ready.
He's going to be able to contact the side here. Have they got enough to take him down? They only get the slight coming in with the bashes to bring XXS down. They try for an aggressive move there between sort of the Coil and the Solar Guardian. It does not work out for them, XG. They get nothing, and they lose their offlane.
Definitely a bit troublesome. I mean, of course, you're playing the Ember in this matchup. Larl maxed out the Flame Guard to give himself a little bit more of a barrier. But when you have the Coil Dawn combo, you need to place your Coil and the Donald so that they connect.
Yeah,
right? Because that didn't happen.
Because he was able to step out of it. He was like, I'll just step to the side.
So they need to hit that next time around. But that's a secondary or even the third reason why Void is generally, if you get away with the Void is very good against Dawn. You don't get pressured too much in the lane, not the time dilation. And when they make these moves where they like gather up and Dawn drops in, you can just TP and then counter with the Chrono.
Yeah, it is pretty chill for Yatoro down here. To the point where I was even wondering if he was maybe considering, could he have gone away with Midas this game?
That's quite greedy. I don't like
too greedy.
Yeah, like you want to have like the Masterful Madness.
It feels so good.
Exactly, like be topped off. As they do bring the Poshka down here, of course he needs a little bit of experience.
Especially when you have the Maelstrom on top of the Mask of Madness, it kind of becomes a situation in this lane where you got to be careful on the Dawnbreaker, because you can just get chronoed and killed.
It looks like for now they want to try to sneak in this global silence before the next combo play of Xtreme. I don't know if they'll be able to. So XG should have a couple of opportunities to throw that in. Q taking a bit of a beating from Larl.
Torres going to check out the stack situation.
Very aggressive.
And they're going to be able to take a little bit of this away from Xtreme. Does have the point at the ready to pop in for time. He just going upon any further.
So you've got Dawn ult up again with Coil also, and the global is not yet available. XG
Sure.
should be looking at something, but maybe they don't know yet because Vipulchka's been fogging for a while. Maybe he's 6, maybe he's not 6.
Where do you go for this play with the Dream Coil Solar Guardian? Like, what's your best angle? Awesome. Collapse is going to have him.
Radiant are scanning.
Because, well, okay, so now Global's up. It's not too easy for XG to do it, so you might even see XG go for like a smaller play. Maybe you give the life away of Jin-Q just to trade out the Global. And kind of have like a 1-2 step punch where you get the Global first and then you go for the bigger play after.
Down to bottom lane now. Almost a farm down here instead.
Yeah, I wonder how XG want to go about kind of the map. Staying like this doesn't really benefit. Whoever goes against Tangled Mob is kind of annoyed because you get Diffusal Bladed and mana burned. Ame can't really pressure the Void too much bottom. But if you go for a bigger play, there's Global. Which means you either sit back and you farm yourself, or you look for some smaller plays. Get this Global out of the game.
Definitely not quite finding as fast a pace as they might have hoped for here, XG.
Well, at least XM, he's enjoying himself, as we could see. He's got the Witchblade completed.
What a fine route.
Should be a freebie.
They've got the kill. Can they do anything more here? Globally putting a stop to the Solar Guardian. Yatoro looking for a potential chrono opportunity. Jin-Q as well. Again, these sort of attempts from XG, they're getting put to a stop. Sure, they killed the Ember, but we're already starting to see some of those complications. The Global Silence ruining the Solar Guardian, and Yatoro patient with the Chrono, and patient with the bashes, saving them for when they were most needed there to kill off that one.
Rock can nearly get out, but I believe he got chained again. Yeah, he was missing mana on the Void, so only because of those secondary chains coming in, he gets to do it. But let's see, XG, you should know that their cooldowns are a lot shorter than those of Spirit. You've got a whole minute
to do it. They have to do it when there's no Global
Silence. You've got a minute on the Global, you've got 2 minutes on the Chrono. So XG should be looking to respawn and pick up the pace once more. Looks like XM is doing just that in the bottom lane, helping Ame to take over the tier 1.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's going to push the exit aghanim's online.
Is under attack.
And Yatoro finds Paulus in there. So gets himself another one in the mid. So they get themselves another kill, another tower. Got the setup there with Lyle and the chains on that mid play to catch Paulus.
Well, at least the one nice thing when you are playing Dawnbreaker into Void, it doesn't really stop your game. So I can say XSS having a very good time when it comes to Mr. Collapsio.
See if they can kill him here with the 2 of them. Yeah, but the Solar Guardian
sure
certainly. They might have even had him anyway, so they'll punish Collapse for coming out a bit too far on that top lane.
Absolutely. And yeah, Global was down.
Yeah, you can't afford to chances of still slipping away from you if you're XG. Make sure you secure them.
Deceptive rule of invisibility.
All right, I mean, that's pretty much just Lyle and Rue. They fought the time out and then chase him out, finish him off after. That's a painful death there on XG. He's currently, he's 2k behind the farm of Yatoro. There's quite the difference.
And he's going away still from his Radiance. So this network lead is gonna like increase by quite a bit even until then.
He's having a rough start. Yatoro's chilling. Got very sensible with the build as well. Manta, BKB wants to have the two ways to protect himself next.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I mean, you do have the Global. So depend, maybe in like the next 5-6 minutes, maybe he switches up his build if he has an even better game and he feels secure. But Manta BKB does look pretty chill.
For Team Spirit, they also find Ame. Arme.
He doesn't have his ult
No,
still.
it's still cooldown.
And they have global.
He's dead. There's nobody coming to save him. This is, that hurts massively.
That's bad.
Arme is not getting the chance to farm. I mean, you look at the XXS to sort of, pick up the carry position and try and do as much as he can, but he's adorned with an aghanim. The Solar Guardian's great. The carry potential ain't crazy. XM needs a lot of time as the puck. Yeah, Arme, it's going to be a tough one to recover.
Yeah, he needs to kind of have a better game. Like Dawnbreaker, sure, you have high network, but
Yeah,
you don't
it's
really,
all in on the Solar Guardian.
like you don't touch Faceless Void
No.
as a Dawnbreaker, which means XM, he's done it many times before.
Absolutely.
The Park and your Tusk, but that's just not global. So you can't really go up.
The jumps on. I find themselves a support, or maybe they even won't. Rude. He lives with the one charges. That was the lasso. Doesn't get the kill.
Yes, they made sure not to overcommit, but at the same time, they're also just letting him get away.
Are scanning.
Well, I was on the hunt here with a haste ring.
Radiant's
I
top
can't
tower
really go
is
for
under
X on the Might be have quite enough control and damage. Stop teasing around with him.
I mean,
Can continue to chase a little longer, but the haste ring will now come to an end.
it looks like for me that the best point of attack for XG would be around the bottom lane on the solo Pangolier that Collapse is playing. I like the wards that Spirit have on the map. You have like one in this bottom lane, one in the top lane just to help you out. Uh-oh, all of a sudden,
Should be an easy one for Spirit. They've caught him in the trees. Getting a little rough for XG. It's short, they're only down 3k gold, but it's just the nature of their lineup, right? Yep. Being behind in this position, even though the numbers aren't crazy, it doesn't feel great. Arme's got a long road to recovery. It's 4 levels behind Yatoro. The glow silence comes out. He's able to get the chrono off. He's going to have time to go for the TP out. He's away. The global and the chrono enough to save Yatoro. As he's away from that attempt from Xtreme, same time the rest of his team on Spirit are pushing the tier 1 mid.
Tower is under attack.
They need these kills, and they're not getting them, Kezu.
and that was even like there was like 1 or 2 seconds between the
Dyer's
global
middle
because I
tower
think
has
Miposhka
fallen.
and the boys were getting their own kill in the mid lane in the meantime. So even with that, there he gets out.
And next time it's going to be tough. Now, he's only a recipe away from having the Manta, and then he'll be very likely to play out these situations himself. There's not going to be any help for Armin. Doesn't look like it, but he might be fine. Lal not going to be able to continue to chase for the kill. They didn't feel Armin is so close to the Radiance. It's nearly there.
There's at least that you're close to that through. Walking forward. Eating some roots and his own punch to the face in the blade.
Policy and XM. They'll get the catch.
That's good.
It's something.
They need those.
They really need one of the cores.
It's gonna be a lot about trading spells. Like maybe they should start the fight with the Blink Lasso and then hope that you get a global out of Spirit and then later your puckles and your dongles.
Oh, here we go. Boil on 2.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, Lars now actually been able to jump them instead. It's just not coming together for him. Maybe they can punish Collapse after the Rolling Thunder.
He's quite deep.
He's got a wall. He's away!
The tail the next day.
Uh-oh. And Lal, he's perfectly fine. He's got a shield, but they can't touch him. Then XM's got to run.
Okay, it's gonna be okay.
They just can't catch a break here, XG. They just can't get these kills.
They're really not getting the kills that they would like. And this is now a Manta style completed as well onto Yatoro.
Yeah.
So gets a little harder to catch him.
Radiance finally online for Arme. As you can see, very much one of the slower ones we've had this tournament. He's had a rough start.
A 20-minute raid. If I see this on carrying a pub, I'm not really I'm a good guy. I'm not abandoned. I won't ping, I'll try to make space for it, but 20-minute mark Radiance.
Yeah, those people, the people who ping the item and then the timer. It's like, yeah, okay, nice one, bro.
Yeah, you do ping item, timer
item.
into well played.
You can't, that's so rude when people do that. Don't do that, kids.
Yeah,
It's rude.
stop it.
Radiant's top tower is
Also,
under attack.
died in this exact spot.
Not even getting the first hit bash, come on.
I like it.
Yeah, easy escape.
Well, he got a bit lucky in the batches earlier.
He
so-
did. Those two bashes that you got against them, they're very nice. He saves the bashes for when they're needed. You know, who cares about a support kill? Yatoro doesn't.
He certainly
Yeah.
does.
Michael from XG. Maybe this time they can get one of these core kills. They have to. They've got to find something good. Give these online for XXS.
Well, let's see what they're gonna go for here. As mjollnir gets the shard, so he's gonna have Giga Brain territory in this game, of course, later on.
Radiant are scanning.
I mean, mjollnir, you know, that's nothing to write home about. Nothing crazy.
Nope. Breaks the smoke. Yeah, look at everyone else left to back. They also drop a ward before they left around the ancient area. So they have a lot of info right now of what XG are doing, which is that they're lingering around the gate area.
Having a very chill time this game. Discussion is so far 4-0-3. Of course, still continuing to maintain the respect for the opponents, definitely with the iron build. Managing to BKB. No funny business from him. Lal. They can pretty much throw as many spells as they want on him. He doesn't care. Very tanky right now on the Ember Spirit.
Alton does barely get out. Let's see. So for now, XXS and XM still doing very well when it comes to the net worth. And I've got my eyes more on XM as the game progresses. We have seen many of the puck shows. They're kind of baiting within the mid lane for now.
He's still low HP out on the map. Easy grab before the two of them there.
Another shield rune. Come on, brother.
Has fallen.
Gaben be blessing him. It's already hard to kill them.
Radiant's top tower.
Where Yatoro has 0 deaths like yesterday on the moor.
It's looking to be like that.
And this certainly doesn't make it any easier for Xtreme Gaming to put a stop to it. But they are smoked up in an area where they're hoping to find somebody. I don't know if this is somebody they would like.
I don't think so, not with the Aegis on him. Yeah, they'll show themselves and run away.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Link into the bramble. They're going to try and steal with the dream. But the rolling thunder collapses fine. XG, they're in trouble once more. XM's going back up underneath the tier 2 tower. He should be okay, but Jinky left behind goes down. In fact, collapses continues. He's going to be the globals there. No Solar Guardian for you.
No, mjollnir's just perma holding. It doesn't really matter what else is going on. He just needs to wait until he hears the Solar Guardian boom. Blow.
Yep, every time.
Which means either A, you need your Dawnbreaker in the fight himself, like close by, or you need to jump to the that you need to bring silence him so he gets to actually global on the sidelines, because like this, fights, they're not doing you any good on XG.
Yeah.
You're just feeding IQ away to mjollnir. Definitely not what you want. My bro's got plenty as is.
Yeah, he's like, well, no, mjollnir upgrade first. And we put that out. Ready to go.
Yep, not receiving any pressure. Solar Crest to back him up. But early on this, I like, okay, they don't have so much damage in the Corona, but now he's got a lot of damage himself. He's got the Pango Axe. And then you have some cheap follow-up, you know, some Brambles, some Arcane Curse, Sleight of Fist.
They pretty much kill anyone now with the Corona. This is going to get a very easy kill.
I have seen the future. You're not.
It's looking very smooth for Spirit. XG, what is the next timing that's going to make Spirit say, uh-oh? It's hard to see.
It looks like they want to open up the map. Like now, you do have Manta at least on Ame, so you try to split the map with your Puck, with your Manta. Like, look, okay.
They come in with the Solar Guardian. Got the BKB, they'll get the lasso. Have they got the damage though to kill Lol? They do not. Lol, fine.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Perhaps he's going to continue diving in under the tier 2. Wallace kills him off with a swashbuckle. Xtreme, even with the use of the ultimates, they're just not getting the kills.
Yeah, this is now a 7k
under
deficit.
attack.
I mean, if you're Xtreme, then you either focus on playing the map and then you go for the pickoffs, maybe with the bad lasso, or every Dota game comes, you have to eventually fight the enemy, and you need to come up with a good plan. I think the best plan is you bring XXS into the smoke, or you need to have XM jump Mapochka and silence. You lasso a core, you silence the silencer, so that XXS can actually play the game and Solar Guardian into the fight.
Dire's middle tower.
Very difficult to get there to set up rather than they have the ultimate.
On Yatoro.
Yeah, absolutely cruising through this game. Having a wonderful time. Which is good to see, guys. And it's finally we get some new carries. A Void coming in.
Yeah, and he's having a free one.
He's making this look very easy to
I would say that he is very, very nicely set up. Like, I personally feel like Spirit kind of got them in the draft a little bit. I'm kind of playing like this Dawn ult, and you're gonna first of all there's a global.
I mean, the silence is destroying.
Yeah, silence is destroying him, and even if global isn't available, you're gonna drop into Brambles, and terrorize. Like there's always counter spells from Spirit coming around, even the roll. So you've got lots of layers to kind of fight through here for it.
Did upgrade now, He's now shifting over to a Basher.
This is also one of the age-old power spikes on Void. Level 20, you get that attack speed in the chronosphere.
That feels very good.
He's got that top to BKB timing, which is also perfect for him. Ages expires, it's kind of your BKB. By the time it's over, you've got your own.
Time is money.
Let's see, XM, can you put on a show on the puck here? He's gonna need to be a real big juicy boy on the puck.
He's gonna need time. You know, puck does pop up, but needs a lot of items to be able to do so.
Radiant are
Falling
scanning.
behind a little bit on the farm as well. XM. XG. They're going to try their luck down on the bottom lane.
They do have a good lane ward here.
Radiant are scanning.
There's the global. Each and every time they're ready with that response. I mean, they literally just can't make a move, Kez.
Yeah.
Spirit just have the answer every single time.
They're also so quick. And it's not just that they're like ready. I love the way that they're playing the map. You have the silencer with the Void up top, and they pushed in so far, they knew nobody is there. Well, so where are you? Your bottom making a move. They're already behind him. Immediate global.
Yeah.
Play's gone.
I mean, it really does feel like if XG want to sort of play this sort of lineup again, which they will, because there's nothing crazy right standard stuff, the silencer must have sort of shot up on the list of priorities. It's like, right, guys, we cannot play against a silencer because it's single-handedly just destroying any chance of a comeback. He's killing. Yep.
The next kind of comeback that I can see for XG is that you get this blink on Ame. He has to go around and get on the supports. Like, you need to annoy the silencer, you need to avoid and kind of go on the Willow. I don't see Yatoro dying anymore from full to zero. Even if you lasso him without the global, and go on the Pangolier. Kill the subs and the Pangol. Take out the teamfight around Yatoro.
And I I like this from Yatoro as well. Aghanims into... There it is. That's the game over, right? It's Chrono, the Abaddon, they have the global, the carry's dead. What are you going to do to save him? We said maybe, are they getting any sort of itemization online that's going to help against that play?
Not yet.
They're just not going to have the so it's just that simple of a play. Yatoro knows. If the game even ends up going that far, Silver Edge is online, the game's just over for Arne.
Yeah. We're gonna have to, the moment that XG kind of see and think about the play, only then can they really think about, okay, we need a Lotus Orb. But to me, that's also why I like the blink from Ame, because no defensiveness is gonna help him. He has to be aggressive, try to create chaos himself, and, you know, kind of hope to make it happen. As they're waiting for the Torment time. Should be soon. I don't know if they timed it. Kind of timing the Tormentor. I'm sure
Just
Spirit
as I
should be doing
envisaged.
just the same. Looks like somebody did the back. Good old shard for Mr. Rue. Got some more brambles around the map, around the curse.
Radiant's
Dream
bottom tower
collapse.
is under attack.
Alarm's going to look towards the Hex next.
I mean, they've also been having very, very good games on the other cores.
And here we go. Another spell. They have to find the silence. Because if they find anything that's worth saving, then what's going to be pressing.
The Pango, you can maybe...
Let's have a look.
Hit him.
See if
Hit
the
him.
count, the
Bash him.
bash isn't there. It's not enough. Collapse is fine, and now the tower comes in. Chases him down. Gets the double. It just feels impossible for them. What do you do in this sort of situation? How do you do anything?
To be fair, I believe Collapse is dead. Someone messed up. Someone didn't... Someone didn't...
You think they could have had him?
Yeah, someone didn't deal enough damage, someone didn't commit, and on top of that, he had a Lotus. Either way, even if you kill him, you probably die after, but I mean, what's gonna change?
No, and another one. The axe online and the axe. Pretty fantastic this game, especially when you know you're committing in onto some of these heroes with blinks and such. You know, just get that instant sort of I don't know if they could. Could they have?
I feel like people could have met him a bit more, but either way, who cares?
Yeah.
Because even if you kill him, then this has happened, you're still all dead.
You get stuff.
So maybe I'm just coping a bit too hard for what XG can or could actually do. Because it's kind of the team's virtue.
It really is.
You have 0 deaths on the Faceless Void, you have 1 death on the Ember Spirit, and you have 1 death on the Pango.
It's like, guys, stop feeding. Like, come on. You should be not dying at all. I think. I mean, they're trying. You know, you got to give them credit. They are They are trying to kill Spirit. They're just not able to.
Rough times. Rough times. As now you're playing into the
inspiration.
Aegis. In 1 minute, it's also gonna be nighttime. You've got some siege waves. If you're Spirit, you can drop the banner. You can threaten one of the lanes.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, Ahmed didn't go for that. Yeah, I hate that. I really like the one that he had queued up. See, maybe that's how the diamond died last fight. You blink on top of him instead of running in with the leader song. Either way, 60k lead for Spirit. Hitting the enemy base. What is your answer?
No, he's in. He's in. Get out of this one. No, he's getting down, gets the kill. Tries to front the fire, but has to begin backing off. Keep the dive going. He's ready to play aggressive. Contact still has the BKB ready to press it on. It's the 2 support buybacks coming in. Spirit, they'll back off for now.
then they can just go straight again.
Oh yeah, they're ready to keep going if they want to.
Exit gets still dead for 40 seconds. Sure, there's no chrono, but
Radiant
the roll is up in 15 again if Collapse wants to make his way back over later. 25 talent on Yatoro.
Yatoro switching for his options. Actually switching up, looking for the Satanic instead. Just wants to be able to make sure that they do it's going to be very hard to burst through the void.
Yeah, this is bad. Once he gets his attack, and they can just go for the same play. You can drop the banner. You have a Chrono again at 50. And this is all that XG can and should be talking about right now. How do you defend when Spirit come to your high ground? And Yatoro gets himself the good old OD staff. Maybe dodge some stuff. He's also got the cruise with the minus base attack time. Very good for Faceless Void.
Anything more here, Xtreme? Still dealing with forcing down the forward time from Arme. Ready to heal up as well. Easy play there with the Satanic and the Aghanim's jump. Fortification comes out. I mean, XG, they finally got a big kill there. But it might be a little too late. They did have to pay the price.
They got doubled his amounts of deaths in this game on the I mean, you gotta start thinking about game 2. I don't know what plan you can come up with now that you haven't thought about in the last 30 minutes in this game.
Because this one, it did look relatively easy for Spirit, this one, Kazu.
This sounds very like, yeah, there's very little pressure. Yep. One death on the Pango. Zero. It's not that Yatoro just has 0 deaths. I feel like it hasn't really been touched since the time. Let alone even been pulled out of half of
A very chill game, gets to play some void, hit some creeps, hit some cool chronos, carry the game.
Yeah, nice start.
He's not
just banning up for now. 20 seconds on the Aegis. Does he want to attack?
hang on to try one more fight here with the 5 of them once they're all back up.
Dyer's middle barracks are under attack.
And if they do get one of these kills, if they kill you,
this is about the time where you need to think about which core can you clutch out of it. The problem for XG, I don't see any play where Yatoro dies from full to 0. I just do not see it. Which means they have to execute it on someone else or show me something that I haven't put it in.
the best sort of effort is going to be if Yatoro goes for some like time walking to the fountain and then gets lassoed.
So they bait him into the fountain.
They're going to bait him into some sort of fountain diving. Which it can be tempting, you know, when you're on a void, the fountain is pretty tempting to dive.
Yeah, you've got the Satanic, you've got the backtrack of the
You're jumping in and out. It can happen. So they've got to hope that Yatoro goes for a little bit of fountain diving.
It is true. He's got the outworld staff. He could dodge it and then time up. So we need the layering of stuns. But we need it nicely. Titanic D's neutrals on Larl. Very nice for the Ember, of course. Some more status resistance as well against the coil. We've got a bloodthorny Dorn also on Yatoro. I mean, nobody's living. You guys have been one of the assets.
The damage output from the birds insane.
Manta.
With this amount of attack speed.
Bloodthorn Chrono. No way. As Hell's been Poshka doing? He's got a Vlad's, he's got a Glimmer, he's got a Solar. I feel like we've seen a little bit of a resurgence when it comes to Vlad's, or even both Vlad's and Solar together, at least in some of these mid to late games. When your carry's having a good time, you pop it up with these items. It's gonna feel even better.
Get the fountain diving void that they're hoping for.
Oh, we've got the blink on Ame. We got the memo. Might be a bit late, but we do have it. Yatoro. He's here in Xtreme. Do not know. They lack critical information. Refresh on collapse. Oh my god.
Fastest one we've had.
GL Xtreme. GL. Let's see what they can start cooking up.
What's the next big items that XG themselves are close to?
I see it. XM, he's got the
XM.
vision, and I see it too. 4 rapiers.
All right. I mean, he has the beginning of that sort of potential to carry as the perk with the axe and the parasma sword. It's you can find the rapier. There might be a little bit of hope.
Yep.
I don't know how much. What's the probability right now? Are they getting a 2%?
I
down
would
at a
put
1.
it on between 1 and 3%.
Okay. Sounds a bit generous. But we'll see. Maybe XM. They get a rapier.
I think it's between 1 and 3. Oh, that's success.
Yeah, but right now this.
Aggressive fuels. Very nice.
Success is dead. XG, they've got to get the rest of them out of here. Success dead. There's going to be Xingqiu following them as well. We'll find the puck in the trees there, but Yatoro actually jumping back out, so XM's going to be able to stay hidden. He's here to help out, though.
It's under attack.
Trying to hold back the Aghanim from chasing down. It's the borrowed timeout. Ame really wants to silence dead. He's not going to get it.
He's trying.
And he's likely to end up dead himself. Well, maybe with this one, he can escape. Ooh, TP is right outside the other side of the tree. Ame will live. But 3 other members of his team, of course, dead.
Dyer's
70,
middle
30,
tower
97.
is under
Yep. It's gone.
To bits here by Yatoro. Die back on the Dawnbreaker.
They cannot touch Yatoro's.
Just what I was
They
looking
can.
Dyer's top barracks.
From start to finish, it's a good pick. And also the lane swap, again, I have to go back to it. Every single setup they got to get Yatoro where he is now. So I feel that for this moment. 16 and 0, full slotted, Mega Creeps, and the ready.
I thought they might have been able to challenge